Good morning again, guys. It's been a very quick morning. I got up at a reasonable hour, actually earlier than I normally would get up, but the morning has just absolutely flown by. Had my morning meeting for work, worked on some day job stuff for a while, worked on some video stuff for a little bit. Got a couple of wireless IP-based cameras that I've been working to set up over the last few days. Having a problem with one of the two, so I'm getting in touch with the company to try to get that taken care of, see what's wrong with it. However, the other one I was able to pretty easily get set up and going. I just screwed it into my stuff out here in the garage, so it's up there and watching the garage doors, make sure everything's safe. This is the one thing I'm not really a huge fan of about this one in particular. You may or may not be able to tell here, it has a European plug on it, and I've got an adapter attached to that. So I'm not in a good position with that, and it sparks a little bit when you plug it in. So I may get in touch with the company and see if they can send out one that's not a European adapter, because I'd much rather have the US adapter. But I have done a little bit of testing with this so far. It works over Wi-Fi, it does 1080p video. Got all these neat little things in here where you can reset it, you can plug it into Ethernet if you really want to. It's got audio video stuff. I think the audio is for speakers and the video is for a monitor if you wanted to hook up to that. But it's also supposed to be able to do some sort of voice transmission, at least the app says that it can. Maybe I'm mistaken there. But a full video about that is in the works. It's gonna be going up over on the Twill.tv channel. Additionally, a video about this little guy, the Foscam C2, is gonna be going up just as soon as I can get in touch with them, get some information, because it's got this little red status LED that's supposed to go green after about 30 seconds and say Wi-Fi ready to set up or something like that, and it's not doing that for whatever reason. So it's a little after lunchtime, and spur of the moment, I'm taking a trip to Walmart. Again, not really any sort of planning or reasoning or rhyme to it. I'm gonna go to Walmart, I'm gonna look and see what kind of quadcopters and helicopters they have for sale. I'm gonna look at their RC cars, and then my sort of primary reason for going, I'm gonna look at bicycles and I'm gonna look at skateboards, because when we used to live, the first house my wife and I ever bought, I wanted to try to get in shape then, and one of the things I did was I bought a bicycle and I started riding. I was riding maybe 18 to 20 miles a night, and it was a load of fun. I got to see a lot of parts of town that I didn't get to see otherwise, and now that we live in a different town, it would be kind of nice to be able to do that same kind of thing here. I've attempted to bike around before in the past, but I always tried to use things like electric bikes, and those at the time were really bad. So I thought I would give it another look. And additionally, when I was really young, you know, when I was in elementary, middle school, high school, I used to ride skateboards a lot. And I don't actually own a skateboard at this point. I'm a little bit old for it, realistically, but again, as I mentioned yesterday, I've been watching a lot of the Casey Neistat videos, and I have never ridden a penny board. I've never ridden one of the little 22-inch cruiser boards, so I thought I would just go see. I think Walmart actually sells them in store. I know you can get them on Amazon, but if I could pick one up at Walmart for about the same price and get it today, that might be a little bit of fun to have. And it would be a way to get myself outside, get myself active, get myself moving around. By the way, completely forgot to mention it, you might notice that both of my hands are free at the moment. After the video yesterday, I came to the realization that I could film upside down and the camera will just compensate for it. So I've gone ahead, put it on a windshield mount that's a tripod mount that I was using for my Mobius camera as a sort of a dash cam for a while there. But now this is, you know, it's potentially a much better option because it has much better audio quality. Very interesting looking RCs here. I'm gonna have to do some reading up on these. Reaper, different trucks, buggies. I'm not familiar with any of these sorts of things. But one thing that I do see that they do still have these Synchro. I picked this one up here a little while back. It's now $30, same as it was. But they also got the Sky Viper M200 Mini or Nano drone for $88.84. No, that's not the right price. I'll have to go look that up. So yeah, I looked it up, and this is actually $29.99. I may have to pick one of these up. Now on to more fun things. Ooh, there's a little electric scooter here, $100, 24 volts up to 10 miles an hour. Razors, see those little razor rip sticks? I've seen a lot of things like that online. Skateboards. Little torpedo board, it's a little longer. Just all kinds of options here. This is like an interesting one. So it's a 22.5-inch torpedo. Very much out of practice, but not bad. 35 a piece. Oh, and there's a mini cruiser. That's 25. Well, in what is very much a case of want over need, I definitely came out of Walmart having spent about 70 bucks. I picked this up. It's the M200 Sky Viper. It was about 30 bucks. And that little Kryptronics Torpedo penny board, 22.5-inch skateboard. I rode it up and down the aisle about a half dozen times, and it was just an awful lot of fun. And I'm such a huge fan of technology. I'm on my way home at the moment. Just, you know, got out of Walmart, heading back home, and I got a message on my watch and on my phone that there was activity at my home. As it turns out, DHL had just arrived, and they were ringing the doorbell. So I was able to answer it, and while I was driving, speak to the person who was standing at my door and say, you know, I'm sorry, I'm 5 or 10 minutes away from home. I'll be there shortly. Feel free to leave the package, and I'll be right there to pick it up. And so because of that, you know, I was able to interact with the person. Gotta love that Ring doorbell. I'm going to put a link down below to where you can see my review of the Ring doorbell if you're interested in seeing that. It was a sponsored video, but I am genuinely a fan. I'm a lover of that product. I'm still using it, and I'm actually paying for their cloud video recording service because I do enjoy the service that much. Anyway, moving on. So I just noticed this fun little warning on the board that I picked up. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that or read that or anything, but it says max rider weight 110 pounds. I wrote it in the store. You know, it's large enough, or excuse me, it's small enough that the foot placement is right over the trucks, and the trucks seem to be capable of holding my weight. So I'm going to give it a fair shake. If it feels like it's going to break, or if it feels like it's going slower than it ought to be, I'll end up just taking it back. Walmart has a great return policy on things like that. I figure the same thing with the Sky Viper, the little nano drone I picked up. I'm going to give it a shot. If I don't just absolutely love it, I can always take it back. But if I do love it, it's a quick video that I can make, and it cost me about $30 to do, but still, I love little nano quadcopters. Made it back home now. Beautiful day outside. Cannot wait to spend a little bit more time outside. Luckily, Duncan has soccer this evening, so we'll be going out for a little while. Have to take the little dog out. Come on, Ginger, let's go back in. I like that she's responding better to commands like that now. Package, 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 package. And because you know I'm curious, I've got to know what's in here. I honestly don't have a clue. This is gonna be small. Aha, this is kind of what I expected it was going to be. And the great irony being that I just bought a nano quad. This is the WL Toys Q272, so I'll go ahead and work on the unboxing for this, and the full review on it will be up sometime soon over on the Twill.tv channel. I'll put a link down in the video description where you can find this, though, of course. Thanks to Everbuying for sending this out. But moving on. Bit of a random update. I just got some absolutely awesome news. There's an Indiegogo campaign that I whatever they call it on Indiegogo. I backed it, I guess, several months ago, sort of on a whim. It was about $250. And after the Kickstarter, after the Indiegogo campaign ended, I said, you know, or I guess, no, it was right as it got near the end of it. I said, you know, this is not something I really want to back. I want to go ahead and get my money back on it. They didn't have a way to cancel it. So they said, if you want to get your refund, you actually have to contact the company and everything. And I said, you know, it's $250, it's a lot of money, but whatever it is, you know, I don't need to go into what it is. It'll be okay, I'll use it, it'll be fine. However, months and months have passed. I just got an email from them. I never contacted them or anything. I just got an email saying that there are some issues they're having with the product. It's a medical device, and it's taking longer than expected to get all the documentation in place, so they're going to refund everybody who backed it. And additionally, once it's all done, they're going to send the device out for free to everyone who backed it. So I'm kind of confused as to how that works out, but I'm not complaining in the slightest. So that's about $250 that I'll get refunded here, hopefully in the coming weeks. Awesome. Well, I'm absolutely sweating at this point. I went ahead and unboxed the Sky Viper M200 and the WL Toys Q272. I'll have links to both of them down in the description if there's something you're interested in just learning more about. And then, because it was about time to get Duncan off the bus, I took the little Kryptronics skateboard, the little penny board knockoff. I don't know, I think they were actually the original, and rode it up the street to meet Duncan at the bus stop. So that was fun. And actually, because our street is kind of downhill, Hello.
Hello.
Because our street's kind of downhill, I rode it down the hill while he ran along beside me on the way back home. Do you want to try riding a skateboard sometime?
No.
No? You don't want to ride a skateboard?
No.
Why not? Do you not think it's fun?
No.
Why?
Because I hate them.
Because you know nothing about them.
I know. You only have to put your foot out and
And then you got to push with the other one.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you put your both feet on the same skateboard.
Right. And that's when you're skating along, you're rolling.
Yeah, that's what
Picture me rolling.
I'm gonna get a baby.
You gonna have a baby? Is that what's in your shirt?
Yep.
You're gonna have the baby?
And the baby goes like this, this, this.
You gotta
Kick
wiggle.
out like a soccer ball.
You gotta wiggle it out.
Yep.
Well, it's time to run Duncan to his soccer practice. You might notice there's nobody in the seat beside me today. Christine and I had a little bit of a talk the other day, and basically up to this point, it's been she and I both take him to soccer on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays whenever he has games. And that means both of us having to be away from home, both of us having to, devote a ton of time to taking him to soccer, which, it's great for us to be there and to be supportive, but at the same time, that's like 3 hours at a time that we're not able to get things done. And there's a lot of stuff around the house that she could get done, that I could get done during that time that we're not able to. So I made the suggestion that it would be nice if, say for example, I started taking him on Tuesdays, she could take him on Thursdays, so while they're gone I can work on video for XDA, and then Saturdays for the games, or whenever he has games, we'll both go to those. But that gives us a few extra hours in the week to rest, to relax, to do housework, to do yard work, to do video work, anything that we really want to get done. Somebody is getting sleepy on me. You falling asleep back there? Yeah, a little bit. It's a little bit of a long drive to soccer, and I caught him a minute ago. He was passed out. And just like that, it's time for soccer and sandwiches. Getting a little concerned. In the game they had last weekend, the whole team didn't seem to understand that they were given positions. They needed to stay in those positions and help defend, so that when the other players were coming toward the goal, they have to try to keep them from scoring. So they would all just kind of run after the ball, and they were passing to each other really well. It's just getting them back to where they're supposed to be and getting them out in front of the other players and being aggressive about it. They weren't taking the ball away from the other players. It didn't seem like they were really interested, or they weren't really trying. So we come again to the end of the evening, and I'm torn. You guys may or may not know, I own the OnePlus One. I did the review of it and everything a while back. The OnePlus 2 is now available, and it's been out for, I guess, a few weeks now, and I got my invite today. Now the thing is, the invites are tied to your email address. They're unique. Let me stop this thing for a minute. So you can't give your invite away, you can't sell your invite or anything. I would probably just give it away if I could, but I can't. So I'm torn. It looks like the total for it, including shipping and everything, is like $405 or something. That's without any sort of extras, that's without an additional back or anything. That's just the phone, 64 gigs, 4 gigs of RAM for 400 bucks. That's a very, very awesome deal. The biggest problem I have with it is, several problems. One, it's USB Type-C, not quick charge capable. 2, it doesn't do wireless charging, not such a big deal, but still kind of sucks. And 3, it doesn't do NFC. I'm sure there's probably more than that, but that's just some of the things off the top of my head. So I don't know, I'm very, very much up in the air about it. I mean, I have the LG G4, I use that as my daily driver, but I've been thinking about moving to something different. I've been thinking about moving on. I'm a tech reviewer, I'm constantly looking at new devices, and for $400 to be able to get into that device, if I got it and I absolutely hated it, I could technically turn around and sell it on Swappa and come out exactly even. I could easily sell it on Swappa for at least what I paid for it. So I don't know, I think I will hold off and I will wait to see what you guys think about it. Do you want to see me unbox and review it and talk about the camera and everything? I know everybody else in the world has already made videos about the OnePlus 2 at this point, but it definitely wouldn't hurt my channel to make videos about it as well. Which that will probably be the title of this video, should I buy the OnePlus 2? Just because I want to go ahead and get that out there and get that question answered. So anyway, it's been a very interesting day. I actually took the little skateboard with me when I went to Duncan's soccer practice and skated around a little bit, just in a parking lot, trying to avoid rocks and everything. As I said earlier, I've skated since I was, 6 or 7 years old probably. My cousin had a skateboard, and then I had one, and then skateboards and bicycles and scooters and everything since I was a little kid. So it's something that is sort of ingrained into me, but I was never like a trick skater. I would just ride around. So that's basically what I've got this thing for. It's, you know, 30, 35 bucks for something that I can have a little bit of fun with, maybe go outside and get a little bit of exercise with, exercise that's not running. Anyway, I completely went off topic there. I had a great day, had a fun day, and I hope you guys did as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your continued support, and I'll see you again tomorrow.